A proposal to construct a solar farm totaling approximately 8,400 panels that would generate more than 2 megawatts of electricity, enough to provide electrical power for about 500 homes in Vermont annually, got its first review by the town select board on Monday, May 21st. The proposed site is off Kansas Road, a short distance from the town boundary with Arlington. The developers, Conti Solar, based in Edison, New Jersey, like the 15-acre site because it is well screened from the road and neighboring homes and offers good transmission lines nearby to move the electricity generated from the panels, said Eric Millard, the Chief Commercial Officer for Conti Solar.
Yeah, we've been in contact with various officials at the town. We're going to be talking to them. We're obviously going to continue our discussions with the property owner. We're going to initiate conversations and applications with Green Mountain Power, and if we decide to move forward with the site, move forward with our permitting process as well.
Not all the nearby neighbors were convinced that the proposed solar farm would be fully screened off and effectively out of sight, or have other impacts, such as interrupting a bear corridor that runs through the proposed area.
From the project, I have to say that we have clear view of most of the land. We've walked it many times, and I think you're incorrect saying it's not visible. Because we can see the second lot. That's divided basically in like 3 sections.
Yep.
And the second section is fully visible for us.
Okay, that's interesting. We've taken a few walks around.
Come over to the front porch, and I'll show you.
I'd like to do that.
If the project does get an eventual green light, Conti is hoping to sign a lease on the land from the current owners for 25 years. It was estimated that the town could realize about $15,000 in property taxes, and the 2 to 3 months it would take to build would employ about 40 to 50 construction workers, most of whom would be local or from the area, Millard said. But a potential issue might be that the town's energy plan, currently in draft form but due to be presented shortly to the select board, rules out the proposed Kansas Road site for solar development in Sunderland. Instead, the plan as drafted identifies 2 areas, a forest land use district and the Route 7 right-of-way, as being appropriate areas for commercial solar development. Until a town or municipality has a formal energy plan in place, the state's Public Utility Commission has more leeway over approving sites, said Mark Hyde, the chairman of the Sunderland Select Board, during the meeting.
Consider it, but they won't take it very strongly unless you have an energy plan in place. The planning board is currently working on an energy plan.
Yeah, there should have been one a year ago.
Let me finish, please.
Go ahead.
Okay. The energy plan is being worked on right now by the planning board, and it's important to note that this area is not part of that section. The current draft energy plan, it is only a draft, it's in the planning board, and they are, I believe it's going before the planning board in a hearing this month. The areas where this suggests as areas for solar are the Casella landfill, the old landfill there, and there is a commercial industrial section in the town currently in zoning, which is south of Kansas Road, on South Road towards the south part of town. Those are the 2 areas that are suggested as areas we find suitable for solar. Now this is, again, it's in draft, so it's not something that the Public Utility Board will necessarily completely respond to and take to heart. Now, once we have a full energy plan in place, the town does have a seat at the table, and we can actually say, this does not conform to our energy plan. But at this point, that's not the case. So it's possible that that's something that may happen in the future, but once again, until that happens, the Public Utility Board decides.
The Sunderland site is one of several Conti Solar is exploring for a possible solar array. A proposed solar project in Brandon has run into community opposition for being too visible and inadequately screened. They have asked the Public Utility Commission if they can move the project to a different site. Conti may try to find another site in Brandon and has also identified sites in Springfield, Vermont, and in Sunderland. If they receive an approval from the Utility Commission to move the site, they will, perhaps to Sunderland or perhaps not, Millard stated in an email message to GNAT-TV. An audience of about 20 residents attended the Select Board meeting on Monday night, with some expressing support for the project and others not. If Conti gets approval for the project, they hope to have it up and running by sometime in 2019. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.